Have you ever felt small? As if the world moves around you but never really sees you. Maybe you've carried this quiet ache inside your chest, wondering why everyone else seems to shine while you feel like a dim, forgotten light. You try to smile, you try to be strong, yet a soft voice inside whispers that you're not enough, not bright enough, not important enough. And even when people are around you, a part of you still feels invisible, like your worth just fades into the background. If you've ever felt this way, you're not alone. Someone else once felt exactly what you're feeling now. And what happened next changed everything. Let me tell you her story. Her name was Mira, a gentle soul who moved through life with soft steps and a quieter heart than most people noticed. She was the kind who remembered other people's worries, who offered small kindnesses without expecting anything back. But even with her tender nature, a quiet ache lived beneath her smile. Myra constantly compared herself to everyone around her, the confident, the talented, the loud, the ones who seemed born to take up space. She believed she was less than all of them, a smaller voice in a world that praised only the brightest. People often saw her kindness, but they rarely saw the doubts she carried. Inside, she felt like a shadow walking beside brighter lives. And as each day passed, that hidden feeling followed her into everything she did, shaping how she walked through her daily routine. Every morning, Myra walked into work hoping she could just blend into the background. She'd listen as her coworkers spoke confidently about their achievements, their weekend plans, their new opportunities. She would just nod, smile, and keep her own thoughts small, afraid they would sound unimportant. During lunch breaks, she scrolled through social media, watching people her age travel, celebrate promotions, or shine in ways she felt she never could. Each picture made her chest tighten. Each caption reminded her of what she believed she lacked. Even in simple conversations, when someone talked over her or forgot her opinion, Myra felt herself shrink a little more. She tried to tell herself it didn't matter, but that quiet voice inside repeated the same line, "You're not enough." And she believed it more than she ever admitted. These small moments built up, layering over each other like unseen weights. She didn't know her breaking point was coming, but the days ahead were slowly pushing her toward it, one quiet disappointment at a time. One afternoon, Mira passed by the break room and heard her coworkers talking. They were praising someone's creativity, someone else's leadership, another person's confidence. Their voices were bright, full of admiration. Myra waited, hoping just for a moment to hear her name, a small acknowledgement that she mattered too. But it never came. Instead, one coworker mentioned how Myra was quiet, maybe too quiet, and the others simply nodded and moved on. It wasn't meant to hurt her, but it slipped into her heart like a cold wind. She stood there, unseen, listening to a conversation that confirmed her deepest fear. Maybe she truly wasn't enough. Her throat tightened, and before anyone could notice, she walked away. The hallway blurred as tears filled her eyes. She tried to breathe, tried to remind herself she had worth, but the voice inside drowned out every attempt. Feeling smaller than ever, she stepped outside, letting the cool air touch her shaking hands. She didn't know where she was going, only that she needed to escape the place where she felt so invisible. Her steps, slow and unsure, began leading her toward the moment that would change everything. Myra wandered through the quiet streets until her steps slowed near a small antique shop she had never noticed before. Its windows were soft with dust, its door slightly open as if waiting for someone gentle enough to enter. As she paused, an elderly shopkeeper looked up from inside. His eyes were warm, the kind that seemed to understand sadness without needing an explanation. "You look like you're carrying something heavy," he said softly, not asking her to explain, only offering space. Myra hesitated, but something in his voice felt safe, so she stepped inside. The shop was calm, filled with old wooden shelves and the faint scent of time. She stood there quietly, trying to steady her breath. The old man didn't rush her. He simply listened as she whispered pieces of her hurt, the feeling of being unseen, unheard, unimportant. He nodded gently, as though every word mattered. Then he walked to a small drawer and pulled out something wrapped in cloth. "Before you decide what you are," he said, placing it in her hands, "look at this." Inside was a simple, worn mirror. And what he said next was something she would never forget. The old shopkeeper lifted the mirror gently, as if it were something fragile and sacred. "Look into it," he said, his voice as soft as morning light. Myra hesitated, then raised her eyes to her reflection. She saw the familiar face she carried every day, tired, quiet, unsure. "A mirror does not show your worth," he whispered. "It only shows your face." Myra frowned slightly, not understanding. The old man smiled, sensing her confusion. "This glass can show the curve of your smile, the sadness in your eyes, the way the world has touched you, but it cannot measure your kindness. It cannot show the courage you used just to walk through today. It cannot reflect the pain you've survived or the gentle way you care for people." He tilted the mirror so the light softened around its edges. "The world teaches you to judge yourself by what you see. But your worth was here long before any reflection existed." Slowly, something inside Myra loosened. She looked at herself again, but this time with softer eyes, as if searching for the truth he was naming. The shift was small, but it was real confusion melting into the beginning of a profound realization. As Myra held the mirror, her thoughts began to soften. For the first time, she realized that the problem was never her worth. It was the harsh lens she had been using to judge herself. She saw how quickly she dismissed her own kindness, how easily she believed she was small. A gentle voice inside, one she had ignored for years, whispered differently now. It told her to look at herself with patience, with truth. The old man's words settled into her heart, opening a quiet doorway to a new way of seeing herself, and it felt gentle and real. Myra stepped out of the shop with a softer heart, as if a quiet light had started glowing inside her. She walked the same familiar streets, yet something felt different. Her old inner voice, sharp and doubting, no longer led her steps. In its place came gentler thoughts, small but steady reminders that she was enough. She felt taller without growing, stronger without pretending, simply because she finally allowed herself to believe in her own worth, in a quieter, more truthful way. And now this part is for you. You are enough, even on the days when life makes you feel small. Your worth isn't earned by achievements or attention. It's something you already carry inside you. Look at yourself with kinder eyes. You deserve to feel the truth of your own value. If this touched your heart, share it with someone who might feel small today. A little kindness might remind them that they're enough too. Thanks for listening, and remember to subscribe for more stories that heal the heart.